Hey y'all, it is August the 2nd, 2019, and actually I've been sitting on this story for a day or two. This story right here that we're looking at. All right, I want to talk about it in a second. It's a very interesting story, and of course it's not very old, so there still needs to be a thorough investigation, all right? And people need to get down to the bottom of things and get all the nitty-gritty details in this particular case. All right, but before we talk about it, I want to shout out to certain people out there. There's a certain group of people out there. I'm not even sure how big. It could be a dozen, could be a dozen and a half, maybe even more. Different people, and they get together, and I know about them, and they know about me. All right, we have history because I've been on YouTube for quite some time. Obviously I don't have many subscribers, but that's beside the point, y'all. There's a group of people out there, and they talk about a young girl who years ago, unfortunately, it's unfortunate whenever it happens, she took her own life. All right, just to be very blunt, she took her own life, and it was pretty devastating. It's like, and the thing is, it was all kind of documented on videotape. I mean, pretty much all of it, not on videotape, but on the internet, on video, all right? To include the last moments actually being live streamed, all right, of this lady's life, this young lady, all right? Her name is Caitlin Nicole Davis, right? For those people who do know or who don't know. And she took her own life, and this was years ago. And there's still a group. I'm sure there's all sort of groups, but I know of one group in particular who still gets together on Facebook, from what I understand, and talks about her. And honestly, I encourage that because anything to keep her name alive, to keep her story alive and stuff. And I said it a long time ago, and I'll keep saying it: Caitlin Nicole Davis forever, all right? Forever and ever, all right? I'm thinking about it all the time, all right? But at the same time, after all the nitty gritty and all the details come out and stuff, we had no choice but to keep, seeing new stories developing, right? So KND, there's a KND community, it's a KND network of people. All right, they get together on Facebook. I know about that. Shout out to them. I don't go on Facebook. All right, and I've explained it before, but the thing is, it's like, dude, I cannot stand Facebook. Not only their political leanings, whatever, but just the interface of it, everything about it is just, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So I can't get on Facebook and talk to them, but I do like to shout them out. I know that a number of them will come by and see my videos, and sometimes they'll comment, and I do notice that. It's like, I know y'all out there, and I appreciate y'all, all right, what you do. And it's because of the whole KND Forever type thing. I know I haven't mentioned it recently, not too recently, but it is KND Forever, so we're going to continue to talk about these certain things, because what I got to tell you is, in my particular summoning of this whole incident, is very biblical. There's a lot of intergenerational, you would call them curses going on in that particular story, a very long story, kind of depressing one, all right? But very biblical. And in fact, Caitlin Nicole Davis herself espoused on a number of occasions her direct relationship with Jesus Christ, all right, which a lot of people don't even like to talk about, and it's whatever. To me, that's the whole thing in a nutshell. It's the whole biblical thing of it, and I like to keep that alive. Anyways, I think that nobody's gonna necessarily come to any sort of legal justice, and that's very unfortunate for the you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, like I said, not only is there a religious aspect, but there's a trending aspect. There's the idea that this is a pattern. This is only going to increase, all right? Caitlin Nicole Davis was a tragedy. There's been all sort of tragedies before that, and actually there's going to be even more tragedies in the future. Of course, it doesn't bring me joy to say that, all right? But if that is the case, so while I do say, Caitlin Nicole Davis forever, at the same time, there's going to be more Caitlin Nicole Davises, more and more and more as time goes on, unfortunately, all right? And there's too many to mention. There's been so many. There's been so many between now and then. We're not going to be able to mention them all, but, here and there it does pop up on my Google feeds, all right? So we're looking at one right now. It's a pretty interesting situation. I don't know if y'all caught this. All right, but Cambridge student 19 jumps to death from a plane, says report. Now, like I said, all sort of thorough investigation should go down to make sure that we have the story correct. All right, but with that being said, I did kind of look into it. There's a little video. It was on Fox News and stuff, and I looked in a little bit to the article because I was pretty interested. So why did this lady jump from a plane? Did she mean to jump from the plane? Did she accidentally jump from the plane? What in the world happened? So I did read the article, and you can go ahead and find it. All right, it shouldn't be hard to find. The thing is, it seems as though apparently what happened is this lady meant to jump off the plane. All right, and I believe they were headed back from wherever to wherever she goes home at. She was going home on a plane from, I believe, Madagascar, if memory serves me, somewhere in Africa, coming home on a plane. It was a small plane, all right? So maybe it was taking her to an airport and she's going to have a changeover and this and that. She's on a small plane headed back from Madagascar, all right? And for whatever reason, they're still trying to figure it out. She jumps from the plane. And the thing is, as the story goes, as it stands right now, two of the passengers, it was a very small plane, so two of the passengers who were like the only passengers on the plane tried to stop her from jumping out of the dang plane. If you can even imagine that sort of situation. All right, try to put yourself there. If that is indeed what happened, all right, it should be a thorough investigation. All right, but these two people claim that the lady jumped out of the plane and they even tried to tackle her and tried to stop her. And this was like a minutes-long altercation. And this lady finally got out of their grasp and was able to jump out of the plane to her demise, all right? At 19 years old, all right? And I believe Cambridge is an Ivy League school, this stuff like that doesn't really matter to me, but it might be of interest to people out there. Ivy League school student jumps from a plane. What in the world happened and stuff, this lady probably had some promise for herself. Okay, all right. Here's the thing, I don't know many of the details. All sort of details are going to come out in the future, you know what I mean? But from what I've gathered, all right, here's what I know for sure, all right, without asking anybody at all. This lady was on psychotropic drugs, all right? And probably they were prescribed to her, more likely, from a doctor, all right, for depression or whatever. And this is one of the side effects, is that you will maybe jump to your death or whatever, you kill everybody and you kill yourself. I mean, these are literally the side effects. There are some of the side effects from these antidepressant pills, right? So that's definitely what happened. She definitely had pills, all right? And this is a shout out to KND community. I mean, I'm here to tell you, yeah, she for certain was on these pills, all right? That being said, a lot of people jump to that conclusion and they say, well, okay, well then let's go sue the drug company because obviously they're giving people pills that'll make them jump off planes. All right, okay, here's the thing. You could, and if you were very lucky, you might get some millions of dollars from them, all right? That is absolutely nothing at all compared to their profit margin at all, dude. It's nothing to them. It means nothing to shell out some millions of dollars. Doesn't mean anything at all to these people because their profit margin is so dang big, all right? You understand? That's what's going on. And so it's like, hey, you could keep going down that road. Maybe you'll sue the pill company. Maybe you'll sue the pill company. Keep doing it. They're still going to keep running the show. You understand? So that's definitely not the answer necessarily. Although, you can point out, hey, look, every time it's on these pills, they're going to jump out of planes. They're going to start shooting people. They're going to start shooting themselves. You could say that, but that's obviously not the answer. And with that being said, man, hop in the comment feed. Let me know what the heck's going on with this. If maybe you have some insight on this. Here's what I feel, okay? From what I've seen in the article, the lady, she went to Madagascar or something like that. And I guess she was looking up for some sort of rare crab. And I'm not making this up. It's actually in the article. I'm not trying to be funny. She was looking for some rare crab, all right? And the mission was kind of a failure. I don't know if she found the crabs or if she didn't find enough. But it was pretty much a failure, the article said, okay? So she failed, whatever. She spent all this money, I guess, that she funded herself, according to the article. I don't know if she crowdfunded it or what, to find this rare crab. I have no idea because the article didn't cover it. We'll see if we get to the bottom of it. But the thing is, failed mission, she funded it. I don't know if she thought her life was over because she didn't find this rare crab, or what the heck happened, or if she lost all her money and stuff in doing this. And I know for a fact she's on psychotropic drugs. Okay, so what are you gonna do? You're gonna sue them? All right, so that is a problem. That sounds like a really bad problem. All right, and what the heck was she looking for this rare crab? Like, I really want to get to the bottom of this. All right, this whole thing sounds very interesting to me, extremely interesting. All right, in fact, you could make a movie about it. I'm sure of it. All right, so I want to get to the bottom of it, and I thought, shout it out, and see what y'all think about this. What do y'all think about this? It's August the 2nd, 2019.